Welcome back to another reaction for Clevatess Season 2, Episode 3.
我はなぜここにいる。随分と荒廃しているな。最初からそうなのか。我の敵はどこだ。
敵はもういませんよ、クレバテス。
Old lady voice? Doesn't look that old from the back. So 1,000 years ago. Okay. Background story.
すべて終わったのです。
誰だ。
私は西の魔獣。
I'm the Lord of Dark Beast of the West. The one with the Oni?
名無のザフティエです。
I did have that talk with a friend like last week where we were talking about where Clevatess is coming from, how long is he there. Now, 1,000 years ago, Clevatess is waking up, not really knowing what he is doing here. Now the question is, did he lose his memories? Was he essentially asleep? Or was someone else before him here? My friend was arguing there was someone before Clevatess as the Lord of Beasts in the South. I don't really remember that part. So I'm assuming it's a little bit unclear. I'm assuming he was always the one that is the Lord of Beasts here. But it seems like he fought and he got defeated. Maybe he drew. And she's like, there are no more foes, Clevatess. And she's the Savior of Phantasm that is supposedly with the Oni. They are talking to her. The elves. Elves and not elves. The horned ones. Why is she here? She should be in the west. Was there like a big fight? I'm guessing we are getting more background information in this episode, but was she here? Did she fight Clevatess, as an example? Did they fight together against whatever was there? The humans, didn't Clevatess say that the humans were fighting at some point against them? Or no, I believe we heard that the humans fought at some point. And maybe they won the demons, the demon lords, shadow demon thingies. Not sure. I hope that this episode is going to enlighten me then. The hero legend and the village of origin.
おいおいグレン。我は今日もこやつらと帰る。はあ？いやいや待ってよ。魔獣が出たんだぞ。それもただの魔獣じゃ。確証のない。
There was a dark beast. Oh yeah.
ないことに興味はない。全容を掴んでから話せ。
すまぬなアリサ。借りてゆくぞ。
失礼します。
なんなんだあいつら。
Yeah.
密談できるのは登下校くらいだってのに。魔血を通しての会話も答えが返ってくるかは向こう次第だし。
Why is he so involved with these two specifically?
あいつが人族と仲良くしているのが奇妙すぎる。何か目的があってのことだろう。
I mean, humans is a strange way to word it. I mean, one of them is the horned one, which again on Onirin, whatever, The other one is from the east.
奇妙すぎる。何か目的があってのことだろうか。ねえ、考えてもわからん。ああ、いいさ。こっちはこっちで勝手にやらせてもらうさ。奇妙といえば他の生徒もそうだ。魔獣の話はともかく、姉さんが倒れたという話は朝礼で聞いていたはず。なのに大して動揺していないように見える。
ここはそういう学校なの。
本当に珍しいことじゃないのか。なあ、おい、聞いていいか？
I can't help but notice that we are not going further into the backstory, which I'm not happy about.
もしかして姉さんの前にも。あ、おい。
姉さんといたのはあいつらしいぜ。しかもあの双子と。
やだ、やっぱり同じ野蛮人なんだ。
So she's a barbarian too, disgusting. Same as those twins. Okay. So I guess they see the. I mean, she clearly is the Hydean, hidden, whatever. So she's clearly not a human. For a moment, I was like, the twins are probably the blonde ones that are from the human empire. So you can't put them all together. They're not all barbarians, because barbarians I would have assumed you call the nomads.
あの双子と。
やだ、やっぱり同じ野蛮人なんだ。そう言って。
完全に不良グループ扱いされている。あいつらはまあ話してくれないだろうな。
I mean, asking doesn't cost. No. I don't know. I feel like these two are not going to be helpful.
なんだお前らか。リオンとティゲル。
今から話せるか。
I'm assuming that she was able to differentiate them? Because I would have no idea who's who.
それで？
ネイサン・フランのことだ。あいつ、今日学校を去るそうだ。
今日？
魔術の探求にリスクはつきものだぜ。魔術を習得してウィザードになるってのはそんだけ特別なんだ。特に軍の強さが魔術依存のこの国ではな。ここでウィザードになりゃ卒業して即軍の士官クラスになれるって話だからな。だからこそ来た甲斐がある。俺らは遊びで来たわけじゃねえ。魔術でてっぺん取りに来た。
Okay, I don't care. Why are you telling me that? Also, cool, you can be an officer of this country that you are not part of?
こういう環境はむしろ大歓迎。てっぺん取って見返してやりてえやつが俺らにはいるからよ。お前はどうなんだ、ハイレン人。似たような目的があって来たんじゃねえのか？
Not really.
俺らはお前の強さを高く買ったら、魔術はからきしでも。棒や蹴りだけで魔獣と当たり合うなんざ普通じゃねえ。組まねえか、俺らと。
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You're more trouble than you are good.
何としても門を手に入れる方法が知りたい。そっちも魔術の秘密を持ち帰るつもりで来たんだろ。じゃなきゃこんな敵地に来るわけねえもんな。
目的はまさにそれ。ドレルの秘密の部屋はそこにつながる。だとするとサラサとエディソンもそうか。一見無害で下心もないように見えるが。
I do wonder if they have some kind of sway over Dark Beast. Again, the Onis, they do interact with their Dark Beast. It did not seem like it was necessarily a good relationship, but it seemed like they were offering stuff and getting maybe stuff from them.
お前たちは何をしてくれるの？
So maybe she gave them something for Kalen somehow.
情報を集める。いい子ちゃんにはできない集め方ってのがあるからな。逆にいい子ちゃんに 逆にいい子ちゃんにしかできないやり方ってのもあんだろ。互いに情報を出し合って最短で答えにたどり着くんだ。
持ち逃げしない保証は？
ねえよ。互いに利用できる間だけの同盟だ。
こいつらは横兵で乱暴だが嘘はない。いつでも切れるのなら悪くない同盟か。
Guess what? You can end any alliance really quickly without any problems as long as there's not a contract. And even then, if there's no one who can enforce the contract, you can just quit those groups.
よし。
何か分かったら教えてくれ。また魔獣が出たらすぐに呼べ。こちらも増援が必要だと思ったら声をかける。
おう、頼れ。情報を掴んだらすぐ教えろよ。
ああ。
心が痛みますか？
エルド教の教義は神の言葉。聖典に記
The words of the Church of Elves are the words of God. Now, she is the one responsible for the school. Does she know that the church gave this boy a crest? Because it did not seem like it was a good idea to do that. Normally, you get a crest whenever you master one magic, but she clearly was not.
聖典に記された古代とはの言葉が魔道を歩めというのであれば、それに従い実行することこそ
People have done.
ドーンの民の務め。命があるだけ彼は幸運なのでしょうが、こうして若者が未来を絶たれる姿を見るのはいたたまれません。
すべては神の御心のままに。
I mean, still, it feels really stupid because it seems like that our lady, she didn't want to destroy a potential future mage, but the church did. So again, it's not like he was a master at one magic where you could say, okay, it just was a bad luck that he was unable to use the crest. He was not even qualified to try, from what we know.
やっぱりダメだな。誰に聞いても答えない。人が魔獣になるなんてとんでもない話に誰も食いつかないなんて逆におかしい。聞き出す相手を変えるか。例えば教師。エスリンのあいつはダメだな。こちらの正体を聞かれても言い訳が面倒だしな。
Yeah, it's so good that he has no clue who you are.
随分と古い石だ。そういやここって古い遺跡の上に建てられたって話だったか。嫌いじゃない。
They said they built this on an ancient ruin. Guess where that secret room is? It's not that hard.
苔むした古いものに身を委ねるこの感じ。お。
How is she going to help? She started here at the same time as you. How is she going to have like any information that is relevant?
背中を刺された。なんでいきなり。先生。みんなに無視されていじめにあっているみたいなんです。相談に乗ってくだ
さい。それで相談って何ですか？
So now she's going to switch up again?
そりゃいじめのことですよ。絶対に嘘ですよね。みんな意地悪なんで教えてくれないんです。姉さんの身に何があったのか、門はどう手に入れるのか、魔獣を見たことはとか、ドレルの秘密の部屋知らないとか。到着まさか最後の質 本当に聞いて回ってはいないですよね。
You also suck at this. Because at this point, our girl didn't know you were here for the secret room. I mean, you could have guessed. It's not that hard. But still.
最後のは冗談。こっちだって本当の狙いを触れ回るほどバカじゃない。あくまで生徒として純粋な魔術への興味と姉さんの心配を装って行動してる。
それを堂々と私に言うのもどうかと思うのですが。
だって先生、私の正体に気づいてるのに学校側には報告してないし。つまり先生は三国協定側、聖地でも
Three kingdoms. Oh, the two human and hidden?
ある学校に手を出せず困っていた皇帝。
Oh, it's a holy school. So this is church ground. It is technically in the empire, but everything that is on school grounds is under church supervision. Okay. I was wondering why the emperor has no way of really knowing what is going on in the school and find out where the secret room is. Because the church is against him, which means there is a big church somehow that has a lot of influence. That one is probably going to be important
の命
later.
で来た亡霊と側のスパイ。間違ってる？
間違ってはいませんが、一応まだ敵ですよ敵。手を貸すつもりはありません。
こっちが手を貸すと言っても？皇帝の狙いは分かっている。私もあの競技には参加していたから。皇帝は私らが見つけ出したものを最後にかすめ取るつもり。軍を出動させてね。私らをここに入れたのは聖地に軍を入れる口実とするため。そしてそれをすぐに実行しないのは本当にここの秘密を知らないから。エスリン、ハイデンのどちらか、あるいはお前が秘密を見つけるのを待ってる。そんなところでしょ。亡霊とが軍を出すのをエスリンが黙って見ているわけがない。すでにそれを見越して強力な軍を配備しているはず。
Okay, so this escalated really quickly. So whenever the secret is found by anyone, Goliath is going to attack, and Ensign, whatever, is going to counterattack. Haydn is probably not doing anything. They are like, let's hope that we can punish Goliath. I mean, from the very beginning, we had the whole negotiation at the beginning on the bridge, and even though Ensign was like, yeah, we are not going to attack you, Goliath never really agreed. They never said they would not attack. So technically, everyone is still doing what they said they would.
いずれにせよ、ここは戦場になる。生徒の中にも犠牲は出るだろう。勇者の私としては避けたいところだ。
それで私に
I have no idea how you want to try to stop that. Maybe find whatever it is that you need to find and get it off school grounds?
どうしろと。
一番いいのは秘密は見つけるが軍の出動前に潰してしまうことだ。そうすれば軍も出てこられない。お前は秘密の発見を報告できるし、私は子供たちを守れる。
それ、私が陛下に報告するまで待ってくれるんでしょうね。
ああ、見つけたら一番にお前に教える。ちなみに今、エスリンの双子とも協力関係にあるが、情報の出所は勇者の名に誓って絶対に明かさない。絶対ですよ。万が一戦争になっても、お前のことは見逃すと約束してやろう。
You are promising a lot of stuff. I feel like you need to write those down. Otherwise, you are going to forget what you are going to do and what not. On the other hand, you are pretty simple. You just protect everyone from harm. And sure, you want to destroy everything as a whole secret, but We know how this is going. Clevatess is going to yoink that shit and just take it in.
それって協力しなかったら見逃さないってことですか？ほぼほぼ脅迫じゃないですか。一ついいですか？
なんだ？
なんで体が縮んで拝殿顔になっているんですか？
That is a pretty good question because no one knows about Clevatess.
やっぱ気になる？
Okay, so I assume we are now going to see the king and him maneuvering troops. As she was saying.
ロットとミケルは優秀な者たちだが、やはりエルド教の学長ローメインのガードは固い。
私が出ましょうか。
Why are you always... Why is this bad posture?
我が君。
まだだ、剣聖。早く動きすぎればエルド教徒の余計な圧力を生む。悪の存在の証明なくして聖地には踏み込めぬ。少なくとも現教皇がご存命のうちはな。伝え聞く話によると、次期教皇に内定しているのは九段のソルセイン学長。
What a coincidence, huh?
ローメインだそうだ。就任すればもう手は出せぬ。今取れる手は。剣聖応援構図。そなたに命を与える。兵500を連れ、拝殿へ行け。主不在の月の山を攻略せよ。
What? Need to reposition. What are we doing? So he's sending his sword saint, which we don't really know how strong he is. He's supposedly really strong. This is, I guess, Borellat. No, Haydn. So he sent his sword saint and 500 people to the mountain of Clevatess to take it over. Why? How is that going to accomplish anything? Right? It's not going to help him find out what is going on in the duel thing. It's not going to help him against the Pope and the Church. So it just is going to reduce his army. We don't really know. Let's say he goes to the mountain, he takes over the mountain, he tries to go further, because that was essentially what they wanted to do. They wanted to see what is behind those areas where the shadow beasts or demons, whatever, are controlling everything, to see if there's more land. But we don't know if there's maybe some magic going on, some fog you can't traverse. I'm really confused why we take over the mountain range. For a moment I was like, maybe they take over Haydn and they use it as a bargaining chip so that Kalan and our hero are going to more or less work with them together. So they have more people working for Ensign than they had before. It seemed like they didn't even know that Kalan and the hero went to the duel. It's a very weird move. Maybe there's some good reason. Hmm.
文字を覚えただけでもすごいのに、積み木を浮かせて動かすなんて。
魔術の才能があるとは思っていましたが、これほどとは。玉座には命名の儀を済ませ、 神明を授けられた歴代王の名が刻まれている。この子はまだ命名の儀を済ませていなかった。なのにルナの文字が前王の次に刻まれていた。
Okay. Okay. We saw, I do not really remember with the forge, something was going on there. I believe a book, someone was talking, the head, something, the forge, magic, magnets, whatever. So you have automatically engraved the true name of the king, and Luna's name is already here. So who is doing the engraving? Who's behind that? What is going on?
これもやはり名を授けたクレン殿の加護でしょうか。
Also, the magic? Is that important? I mean, we see other people use magic. However, from what it seems like, Luna's not using any normal magic. We don't see a wand, we don't see a crest, we don't see alchemical or herbal. No crystals, so a different form of magic?
様は本当にすごいお方なのです。
それで門はどうやって手に入れるんだ先生。場所についてとか何か知らないのか？
知っていたらもう皇帝に報告しています。私がこの結晶魔術を手に入れた時、前後の記憶はなくなっていました。おそらく門を手にした生徒たちも同じでしょう。分かっているのはそれが試練であること、選ばれた者には啓示があることです。
Okay. However, the crest seemingly is coming from the church or from the demon beast, demon lord, beast lord. I don't remember the guy with all the scars in the north. And the crystal came from the general, right?
啓示？
啓示に導かれ、試練に挑むのが流れ。
ちょっと待って、それって。
そうです。この流れは勇者伝承にある始まりの町の下りと同じです。
そうなんですよ。
Who's that? Who's that?
つけられておったのか。
昨日からずっとだ。
あれはどうやったんですか？僕らの偽物？魔術ですか？
いや、あれは影だ。
影？
影に入ると自然に消滅する。そこで見失ったと勝手に思い込んでくれるだろう。
Do you want to showcase your power? I mean, you are Clevatess. You don't really care? Because you are supposedly strong, too strong? You could just destroy a lot of stuff?
さすがじゃの。まるで西のザフティエ様のようじゃ。
これくらいのことは我にもできる。そして影で外からは見えぬ結界を張るくらいのこともな。
にしてもあやつはなぜわしらをつけてきたんじゃろう。
あれが何者かなど興味はない。それよりわざわざ結界まで張ってやったのだ。さっさと始めたらどうだ。王具の神おろしの巫女。
Orgi, the shamanist, god speaker. So that is, I guess, the reason why he is always around her. Because he wanted to make contact with her for some reason. And God Speaker, she did talk about the shadow beast of the west. So maybe she is one of the people that can take contact with her? Or make contact with it? Yeah. Bless you, I guess.
なんじゃ、やはり気づいておったのか？いかにも、わしは神おろしの巫女、王具の次期女王じゃ。
The next queen of the Orchids. What the fuck are you doing here? Alone. If you are the next queen. What? Why? Why do I feel like there was the Shadow Lord beast thingy gave her some kind of vision, some kind of prophecy, and she's trying to fulfill that? Or does she know that Clan is Clevatess and Clevatess has some debt to the one in the west and she's now cashing in?
女王様。
おいエディ、いちいち驚くな。
ごめん。
Is the head just talk?
今よりオーグの神であるザフティエ様を下ろすぞ。
No, we are not. We are not. What was talking?
おいエディ、いちいち驚くな。
Are you talking to your head? Is there something in there? Your race is the one I don't really remember. Either you are from the nomads that are like central east, or you're from the islands to the east. But supposedly the islands to the east have like a aquatic race.
ごめん。
今よりオーグの神であるザフティエ様を下ろすぞ。では。 Whoa. God of the Orchids. の神であるザフティエ様を下ろすぞ。では。
Because we do see her in the opening. And I assumed because this is scale like maybe the east, but I guess she's like a snake. There's a lot of dark beasts of the west. This is fake. Last time we saw her, she was old AF. Here she's young. Also, she has wings.
西の魔獣王、メームのザフティエ。
久しぶりですね。南の魔獣王、月光のクレバテス。
Imagine. First off, did the Queen of the Orchids, did she know this was Clevatess? I'm wondering that. Did she get sent here by their god, stuffed here, to come here and meet Clevatess? But imagine you are in this guy's position and you see a lot of dark beasts of the west, and now there's a lot of dark beasts of the south next to you. You know, the two beings that are potentially immortal or, you know, unkillable in the eyes of the humanoid races, because they're like, yeah, we can't do anything against them. You just heard probably the news spread, I assume, that Clevatess was rampaging in the south and destroying stuff, and it's like, maybe I don't want to be where two of these guys are.
今度の巫女は随分と小型だな、クソババ。
お黙りなさい、ひよ
So that is why the old one that we saw was the old lady, because she takes control of the body.
さて、次はあなたの番ですよ。
Are you also a lot of dark beasts? I mean, we only have the east left, right? Because the north is doing stuff.
いつまで隠れているつもりです。東の魔獣王。
Raswell of Azure.
群青のラスウェイ。
So now it explains why Clan was so fixated on these two.
いえ、僕は。
エディ、お前は寝てろ。あとは俺が話す。
ちょっと待って、まだ心の準備が。
What the
と言ったら
fuck?
出るんだよ。から出るんだよ。
出てきてやったぞ。西の、南の。
集合体であり、寄生性もある
You are collective and a parasite.
あなたがそのものについていることは見てすぐ分かりました。
まあ、俺は暇つぶしにいろんな生物についているからな。こいつもその一つだ。ここは俺の領域の外だが、3つ4つ程度なら外に出しても平気なんだわ。クレバテス、お前はどうやって領域の外に出てるんだ？その体、だいぶ削ってるのか？
I did not even consider that are they bound to that territory? Is there something? Because he made it sound like they were unable to leave. So he's sending like parasites, like little versions of him that are inside the bodies of creatures, and then they can roam around. Meanwhile, the one on the west is able to take control of someone, of like their god speaker. But Clevatess, he's just here because fuck it, I'm here. I don't care, I guess. Now, I don't remember what happened to the red ball. But we know that a bunch of it of Clevatess got sealed in that ball. Or he let himself be sealed. I don't know if he got out of that or he's still there. And this is just a portion of him? Or is he only able to be here because he is close to our hero?
わざわざ我らを集めたのには意味があるのであろうな。
当然、北の魔獣王、昇乱のボーデイン。彼が一部の人族と結託して何かを企んでいる確証を得ています。魔血の分身をここによこしている。
He has a dark Ica avatar here as well. Probably the church guy, I would assume.
こともあなたたちも察するところがあってここへ来ているのでしょ。
まあな、ただならぬ気配ってやつ？嫌な予感ってのがあってここへ来た。
Again, they are only avatars, so I assume they are not as strong as their original bodies. But still, I feel like we have all fought a lot of dark beasts with with one avatar here. I feel like that would be more than enough to defeat the armies that supposedly are coming here.
さすがに俺のところにもハイデンとクレバテスの話は届いていたしな。で、どうすんだ？見つけて問い詰めるのか？
到底答えるような王ではありませんが、目的を暴き審判を下す必要はあるでしょう。
審判つってもな、俺ら魔獣王はそれぞれの領域から出られないし。
ですが目的の方を潰すことはできるはずで。
What do you mean you can't leave your territory? The main body can't leave the territory. Okay. Clevatess. What about him? Is essentially hiding and stuff, is that still inside his territory? Is that because he is bound to the hero that he can leave his territory? Because this essentially we can see this clan as one of the avatars. And the main body is still in the black ball. What happens if you leave your territory? Is there some kind of power? Maybe Clevatess can leave his territory? Or out of all of them? Why? I don't know. Lots of questions. Why can't they leave the territory? What about Clevatess? Is he out? Is he exempt? Or is the Clevatess we saw an avatar? And the real Clevatess is still in the mountains. This would make sense story-wise, while Ensign sent like his hero and 500 soldiers. If the real Clevatess is still in the mountains, then they're all dead. And the Clevatess we were following was just an avatar. It would be really interesting because that would mean that the strength that Clevatess was able to showcase is only a portion of the strength he has available.
目的
勇者伝承絡みで間違いなかろう。
おそらく
それなんだけどよ、実は俺勇者伝承ってよく知らないんだけど、わかりやすく教えてくれると助かる。
そのつもりです。今こそ話しましょう。すべてをあなたたちの先代が死
Before your predecessors
ぬ以
perished.
前の話を。
Oh, they all
勇
died?
者伝承第一節
Oh, we have different chapter. Okay.
神殿石の祭壇で目覚める光を見上げ勇者は己が運命を自覚する第二節始まりの町そこで勇者は神の啓示を受け導かれる
Sounds very similar to the church here.
試練に挑み力に目覚める
Rest
第
magic.
三節炉
Now this is a part we know. There's some connection between Hero and Forge.
神の力を宿す炎で剣は打たれるそれは至宝と呼ばれ勇者の唯一無二の武器となる第四節天と地多くの魔獣をほふる多くの民を救う多くの屍の上に立ち、勇者は頂の向こうを見る終節新たなる地平4体の魔獣王を倒す人々を導く幕の向こう側神の御業世界を取り戻す
He defeats the four dark beast lords and guides the people beyond the membrane, the deeds of God. He retakes the world. So the membrane, I guess, is the fog or the area that the dark beast control. Now, supposedly he defeated all the dark lords, but Xavier, old lady, she was like, yeah, Clevatess, there is no enemy left. What happened? Because this story is telling us the hero was here, the hero defeated a bunch of dark beasts, defeated the four lords, and brought humanity beyond the membrane to retake the land. And he is gone. And the humanity lost all the areas again. How did that happen? Or did all the people that were in this little area, in this continent, are they all gone? They all went through the membrane to, like, let's say, God's land. It doesn't really matter what it's called. And this area was barren. New Dark Lords appeared somehow. How? I don't know. And new humanoid species were created inside this cauldron. And it's like God's trial, maybe? I mean, again, where's the hero? Why is he gone? How did the Dark Lords reappear after being killed? How did humanity lose all the areas they gained through the hero? And how is Zafir after the conflict? I mean, it seemed like she was not defeated if she was able to know that there are no more enemies left.
世界を取り戻す目覚めよ勇者神の声を聞け、真なる目覚めの時知っての通りこれが全文ですたったこれだけです 始まりの町の下りもおとぎ話として広く知られていますが、原文には魔術の魔の字も出てこないんです。
Okay.
だが原文にないという点では炉の下りもそうだ。拝殿の名も地方の作り方も原文にはないが実在する。おそらくその土地土地には原文にない詳細を綴った書物なりが存在するんだ。クレンの見つけたあのトアの書と同じようなものが、もしかして一節ごとに一冊あるのか。
Is the story true or not? Because the teacher, or these two talking about it, okay, you don't really know, it's a legend. However, Zafzia saying that she was there 1,000 years ago. She was talking to Clevatess, so you would assume she was there, and that the story is mostly true. But again, then all the little parts are a little bit strange. Now, maybe the story is just a legend and the real story is inside these books. Because we do have different chapters. And I mean, how many did we have? 5? Right? Final chapter, Horizon. Chapter 4, chapter 5. So 5 chapter. She was saying that a book for each chapter. 5, we have 2 human countries. We have the Orgies, we have the Hidden, and we have like the Barbarians. And supposedly an aquatic race on the island, if I remember correctly. So maybe the 2 humans, they count as one. So every race may have their own book. And every one of those books has a real part of the chapter. The real story, what happened. Like the very first thing was that the hero awakened on the stone altar. There's probably some more going on there. Okay. So the story, I assume, is embellished, is wrong. Somewhat. And only the books have the real part. But again, then why is Zafzia saying the same about the story?
ドレルの目的が炉ではなく、花から書の方だったとしたら、書の存在を最初から知っていたということに。ひょっとするとドレルはすでに別の書を見ていた。
Now this is a part at the very beginning of season 2 we saw Clan spawning a new mountain and having a book in his hand. Maybe it's his own book or it is a book of here.
それがこの土地の第2節始まりの町の書だとしたら、
勇者、
神の啓示、試練、それを読み解き再現できるのだとしたら、
If it was possible to read and understand it and replicate it. It may also be that the hero has to read all the books. Maybe. Because she is a hero, right? Or she is seen as a hero. So she may follow the path. She may have a revelation. She may have to do the trial.
秘密の部屋の正体が分かったかもしれない。
Is this the library? No.
クレンのやつ、私とのつながりを
Yeah, did he? Or are you blocked again?
ってやがる。早く伝えたいのに。あいつは確か学年3位の。
Is it really so important to go here now?
カタツムリ。
ぬめぬめに私が映り込んで。
Oh.
今の。
So the priest is able to read the book. Seemingly. At least open. And now she's on the trial?
何か違和感が。
So did she transform into the snail? Because this is clearly the number 3 student and he's catching now her. So the snail's a monster, a beast? Man, I have so many extra questions are now. Okay. So first off, Ensign is sending people to the mountain of Clevatess for no real reason. Again, I don't know what strategic reason it has. It is not enabling him to take over the church as the school. It is not enabling him to go against the church. It is not really helping him against the Empire. It potentially is reducing his army because there are potentially people going to die. So I don't really know why. It would have made more sense to take over Hayden or whatever, to blackmail Glenn and stuff. But okay. Then we found out that we have 3 Dark Lords, Dark Beast Lords here. And the 4th one, also the North one, has an avatar here. I'm assuming it's the priest. Who knows? So that is already a thing. Now, one of them is a parasite. One of them, the West, can take over the body. The East is parasitic and hive mind, can take over multiple bodies. And we found out that the Dark Lords cannot leave their territory. Question is, can Clevatess leave his territory? Because it did seem like he did attack Hayden. So unless that is inside his territory, which may be the case, he would not be able to do that unless, as I was saying, the wolf we saw is his avatar and his real body is still in the mountain. And we have not even seen the potential that he has, the potential strength. Then we found out about the story of the hero. I really don't know much about the hero legend. So she's telling them, I will tell you everything that occurred before your predecessors perished. Now, we know at the beginning of the episode, Clevatess woke up. Ⅱ was there and was saying there's no more enemies. Essentially, the hero's gone for some reason. And she was telling here, hey, the temple, the hero wakes up, has his goal. He then gets a trial from this little moth, which is similar to the snail, maybe. Then he goes to the forge in Hayden. This is the only part we really knew that the forge is connected to the hero somehow. He makes a sword that is super strong. He defeats a bunch of demon beasts, shadow beasts. Then he defeats all the lords somehow and leads his people beyond the membrane. Now, how did the demon beast lord, shadow beast lord, how did they come back? Supposedly he defeated them all, he killed them all, right? Was it killed? Was it defeat? He defeats. Maybe defeat, kill? I mean, why not kill? Immortal, maybe? I don't know. But he succeeds. And he leads all of the humans beyond the membrane, potentially. How did the demon, the lords come back? How is Ⅱ how does she know everything that happened before? Everything that happened during and after? Meanwhile, Clevatess lost his memories. Seemingly. I mean, we don't really know if he lost his memories or because he was only saying, was it always this Baron and stuff. But that is the assumption. Because otherwise, because all the 4 demon lords got defeated, she was also saying predecessor. So Clevatess, the predecessor died or got defeated. But Ⅱ somehow is still alive and kicking. It's a little bit weird. Then we find out, hey, that maybe all of these chapters have a book accompanying them. One is in the school under the control of the bishop, and one Clevatess has in control. And in those books, there may be the real story of what happened. That maybe the hero story, the legend, is not how it is. That maybe the broader strokes are correct, but some of the finer details are not. Maybe the demon lords did not get defeated. Maybe they did get defeated, but they are immortal, and you can't kill them. And maybe the hero led every human across the membrane away, and the demon lords then revived and repopulated the middle of the little continent. Maybe that is a trial. Maybe it's the same that all the lords cannot leave their area, their territory. Is there a force field? What is stopping them from leaving? Are they going to be punished? How is that looking? Does Clevatess is pretty far away from the mountain already? Is that still inside his territory? So many more questions. So many more questions. And it looks like that our hero is now going to be on the trial.